Was there any type of problem in doing the homework? Let's start with softwares now. Good evening, good evening, good evening. If there was any type of problem in previous classes, you can please come up. We are starting with hard drive recovery. So this is my pen drive. You can take a drive also, and you can do it with your normal hard drives also. The process will be the same. So this is my drive. I have named it as testing. Firstly, what I will be doing is changing the name of my drive. I will change it to, okay, I will not change the name. Firstly, let me paste a picture in it. Uh, okay, so this is a picture of a doctor. So what we are going to do is place this pic into my drive. Okay, so now here is the image. One more thing, it's of only 6 gigs. I will be pasting a big pic also, means of big disk space. Pictures.
Hi, can you show the screen what you are doing?
Okay, sorry, I forgot to share the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, Absolutely sorry for this. Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Okay, now we can continue. So now let's repeat the process. I have taken image of a doctor and I have just click on the picture and send to, and I have sent it to my drive testing. Here is my drive testing. It was empty, but now it is having one image. I can click one more image also. Let's take an image live. I will be taking an image by pressing a thumb on my camera. It will be a blank image just for an example. Okay, it's taken. Now we can go to pictures. Okay, now it is having a file which shows Windows 2020 11/23, which means it's today's date pick 23/11/2020, and it's the time. No, it's not the time. Yes, it's the time 19:41:45. So I will copy it and I will place it in my testing drive. So now it is having two images. One is of doctor and one is the live image that we have taken. So now what we will be doing is formatting the drive. We can do one more thing also. We can delete the images. But what we are doing, we are formatting the drive. So now here is a format option. There are three different options: FAT32, NTFS, and exFAT. If you know which is better in NTFS and FAT32, I have taught you also. You will get to know NTFS is better. Uh, I will show you practical of this. No, I will teach you theory of this later on. Firstly, let me tell you the difference, basic difference. When I click on FAT32, you can see the default allocation size, and it's in bytes 8192 bytes, and it's 1630 to 64. And if I click on NTFS, you can see 8192 here, and there are even more smaller 419 4096 2048 1024 and 512, and it's even bigger. So this is the main difference. I will tell you later on. what this all means. Okay, so I will be click on FAT32. Volume name, I will be changing the volume name to recovery. Here is the option for quick format. Okay, so format is completed. Let's close the drive. Let's open the drive. You can see here are no images now. Let's get over all the tools that I have told you to use. I will be giving demo of all the tools today. Click on next. Click on all. Click on specified. Okay, so let's take care of the options also. Here is an option to select file extensions. Means you can select pictures, music, documents, video, compressed files means .zip files, .rar files, .7zip files. And you can have an option for emails also. Email contents of Outlook documents, mail documents, and all this stuff. I will be clicking on all files. Then there are options. I am not sure where my file was, on my media card or iPod, in my documents, in my recycle bin, or in a specified location. So in my case, you can do two things, in my media card or iPod, because I am using an external drive. So you can click on this also, and you can click on this also. So what I can do is, in a specific location, I have to click on browse. I have to select recovery. I have to select OK, and I have to click on next. So here is an option of enable deep scan. If I don't turn it on, enable deep scan, what happens is no files were found. Would you like to scan the again? Would you like to scan the drive again with deep scan enabled? Note this can take over an hour for a long drive. So now we have to just minimize it everything because it is a long process. Till that we can get to our other tools. Okay, it is started. No worries in this. So this is my favorite tool. I have downloaded the demo version to make you experience the, you can say, the latest software. It's not the crack. I'm using the demo software. What's the restriction in demo software is you can recover only 1 gigs of data back. For recovering more data, you need more. Like you can see here, recover 1024 MB data for free. To recover more, please register. So there are different drives. You can see. Okay, let's first start with the options here. And there is option for this PC, there is option for removable disk drive, and there is option for hard disk drive, and there is a separate option for CD DVD drive also. Only a few recovery tools give you the option for CD DVD drive. So this can also be taken into consideration why I use this tool. And after this, here is option directly for removable disk drive. You can select external drives and USB drives and your, you can say, iPods here. And when you click on hard disk drive, just see what happens now. It has loaded all my drives. Actually, I'm having currently two drives with me. It's my 1 terabyte Western Digital, and it's a 240 gigs SSD of 240 gigs. So I have 2 gigs, and it has shown both of the, you can say, drives. So now I have two options to scan. Like if you want to scan only a particular, you can say, logical drive. So you can select by this PC and you can select this separate logical file. But if you are having an image or you are having a complete drive, like if you are having external drive and you have to recover from that file, you have to click on hard disk drive. And after click on hard disk drive, your hard drive will be available here. You have to click, wait, let me just see if there are any questions. Okay, good. Okay, so your hard drive will be available here. You have to click on that drive and you have to click on scan. So currently I'm having two options. I will click on this PC. It's new version. I think it's connected to the internet. That's why it's taking a bit time. You can turn off your internet connection also. It can eventually increase the speed of scanning and giving out the result. The problem with internet connection is it continuously scans if you are a registered user or you are using a crack software. So that's why it consumes a bit of net and it checks regularly. So you can register and purchase this software also, or if you are using demo, I will suggest you to turn off your internet connection. So coming up to here, you can see C drive, D drive, E drive, and F drive, and there is separate drive. Okay, so let me explain you all of these drive. What all these drive means. It is my C drive in which my system is installed. It is my 240 gigs. I have partitioned my main drive. Here the drive is disk D, disk E, and disk F. And there is one drive also. It is unidentified. So why this is coming as unidentified and why this is not coming here? Because my current PC is running, my current system is running on dual boot system, which means I am using two Windows currently. One is your Windows 10, which I am currently using, and one is my Kali Linux, which I have dual booted for cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and all the other purposes. So when on boot menu, I have two options to select my Windows OS, whether I have to start my Windows 10 or whether I have to start my Kali Linux. Kali Linux is a Linux based distribution. So now I have told you the example between NTFS and FAT32. So here is my drive I have to select. It is 29.71, 29.72. Why it's not free completely. Okay, it will be having metadata. Why I like the tool most is, okay, let the tool get started. See, it has started showing us results. That was the preview motive of mine. To give you an example. Okay, it is showing my system specifications also. I am using i5-8256 as a CPU. It is the megahertz on which my CPU can perform. It is the speed of my processor. It is the RAM I'm using. It is the graphic card I'm using. It is my internal graphic card. Yes, my internal graphic card, and I'm having one more graphic card, NVIDIA. So you can use your graphic card driver also to make it more, you can say, easy to scan because our graphic card are more, you can say, powerful than our CPUs. Uh, the QI is very slow, but yes, it shows much result. So when I click on scan result, then there's an option for all raw files. When I click on all raw files, there is option for PNG image and JPEG graphic file. When I select JPEG graphic file, there is four images, and you can see the doctor's image what I have pasted in the drive. So what means is we can recover the drive. How we can recover the you can say this image. You can click on save, and you see when I clicked on recover and I didn't enable deep scan, it didn't show me this file, this image. So there are four images, one, two, three, four. Let's see if any other file is also there. Okay. Okay, so one question to everybody. My drive is having this symbol. What this symbol means and what it represents in the drive. If you are an investigator, you could have, you can say, some type of you can say, assessment that if the drive is having the symbol, what this drive means and of what this symbol represents. Okay, nice. No, 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 please don't load. Okay, so this was the file which I have taken from the camera live. I can save it also. Wait, I can take preview. Okay, Rikiva, please minimize. So this is the problem. You can say here sometime the searching gets stopped due to the checking of the registration process. When I go to pictures, you can compare if the image is same or not. Uh, you can see the brownish part here. It is the exact same image. No question in that. You can check the you can compare the one size also. 35.2, 35.2. The main question here is what we have lost is we have lost the name of the file. You can see the name of the files have been changed. It's now recovered JPG file. So what this means is the metadata has been deleted, but the dimensions are there. But dimensions is not a big thing, and size is also not a big thing, because if you are recovering a file, getting known to the size of the file is not very much difficult. And also if you are having an image, you can easily get the dimensions using any image viewer, which is even inbuilt in the system. You can see creation date is gone and modified date is also gone, because metadata is not stored. Metadata is in the index file, and I have shown you the example also in the, you can say, yes, in the paint, that what happens in the deletion process. So now here all the things come, where you will be gaining the knowledge of back classes, that how the things were happening and how they are actually working.
I have a question.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes, I was not in the last session, but I would like to raise that question from the dollar I, or the dollar sign R, right? You said that the dollar
Yes, sir.
R was,
Yes, sir.
it was just deleted, but it's still there in the system.
Yes, sir.
But then the dollar I, the
Yes,
dollar
sir.
sign I, the the data is already overwritten, but the information of the data is still there in an allocated space. That is correct,
Uh,
or correct me if I'm wrong.
Sir, please repeat the last line. I didn't listen the last line exactly.
Yes. So the dollar sign R is the data that's recent, the data was deleted, which include
The
the
dollar
information
I.
of the data which the West. Yes, you're right.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
then some file is missing already from the recycle bin. Those files, there's no dollar sign R already, which means the data has been overwritten, but the information is still there on the disk, which is unallocated space. I am correct.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. You are correct. The thing is, the dollar R and dollar I thing, that was all the functions that are done by recycle bin. If you are not having recycle bin, those functions will be not in work. This is basically an algorithm. These are the process
Mm.
of deleting a data to a recycle bin. Because if you see, if you are having a drive, you will not be having the recycle bin in a separate OS. You will be not getting the access to the recycle bin. So what you can do is, you can check if there was a data in the recycle bin or not by that process. And the dollar R symbol, it means that this file is having the data, and dollar I
Mhm.
means it is having the metadata of the current data. Like you can say I cannot recover the name of the file from here, but if I delete the file from my pictures, very good question, sir. If I delete the file from here, it is gone. It is gone in the recycle bin. Now what will be happening in the recycle bin is, it will be cut paste to my local disk C recycle bin, and the same process will be followed that I have shown you the practical. But now you can see the name is also here. If I click on restore, the file will be there with its actual name.
Mhm.
Pictures. You can see the file is here with its actual name, which is when with the date 23/11 and 2020. So that's the main function of recycle bin. It can store the metadata, but if you delete the file from the you can say recycle bin, the metadata will be gone.
Mm.
Okay.
But then it's not yet overwritten, right? The file is still there in the system.
Yes, yes, this file is still in the system. It's not getting overwritten by anything till you don't copy
Yeah,
anything on that.
yeah, until it's replaced with
Overwritten.
another file.
Yes, yes, yes,
Right.
exactly.
Okay, perfect. Because this makes sense for data recovery.
Yes,
In
yes,
the,
yes.
for example, because you showed us also for the forensic image.
Yes,
That
yes,
is right
yes.
to understand things. Because on the forensic image, I can preview what's available on the recycle bin with dollar sign I and dollar sign R, which is
Yes, yes,
available
yes.
exactly on that disk, right?
Yes, exactly.
By
What's on the recycle bin?
do forensic image. Right.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I got the point. Also, I want to understand that, for example, the drive C, okay, there's an allocated for recycle bin, but the drive D, there's no logical recycle bin for that. But
Yes,
how
sir.
it works behind that?
Okay, sir. Good question. Basically, what the okay, will will we stop
Because when
sharing
you
us?
delete, for example, you deleted a file from the drive D, that's not going to the recycle bin of the drive C, right? It's gone. You cannot see it virtually or logically, correct?
Wait, sir. Just give me a second. Only I will be taking a second. Okay. I think my screen sharing is. Wait, wait, wait. Start sharing. Okay, now is my screen visible now, sir? Wait, you are presenting
Yes,
your screen.
yes.
Okay, sir. What was your question? That if I go to local disk D, uh, hello, sir.
Yes, you're right.
Uh,
Because when you deleted a file from local D, it's gone. You cannot see anything. Unlike with the drive C, you can see on the recycle bin. Correct.
yes, sir.
So what is the recycle bin for drive D?
Sir, for
How
all
we
the
can?
yes, sir, yes, sir. For all the drives which are installed in our system previously, so all these drives will be having a common recycle bin, and the recycle bin will be stored in my local disk C, the drive which I have selected to install my OS.
So if you delete a file from D, it goes to recycle bin.
If I delete a file from local disk D, it will go to local disk C.
But not in the recycle bin or
Yes,
in
yes,
the other
yes,
way
yes,
of
yes,
folder.
yes. Yes, yes, in the recycle bin folder. In the recycle bin folder, in the user accounts which you have selected, like I have showed you how you can get your username ID. It was 1002 in the end.
Mm. But the thing is, when it comes to recovery, for example, the local drive C
Yes,
is
sir.
not user specific. It's somebody deleted with this user from A, from user B, from user D. You will not know who deleted that file, correct?
Exactly, sir. So then you have to search for all the you can say other user accounts also. But one thing is also common. If you know local disk C is also common then. So recycle bin also be you can say
No,
the
but they
data.
have the user ID from the system
Yes, sir. Yes,
of
sir.
the drive C.
So the basic point is wait. Let me show you with an example. That's why the you can say user ID thing comes into action. That's why I have taught you. Like I am the single user, so here is only 1001 and 1002, and here is a recycle bin folder. You can see something is deleted from this, but you cannot recover. You can recover it directly from here, but you are having the if you are having the image, you cannot recover it from here. Then you have to firstly see if there are anything. So firstly you have to come in this folder using the WSL method I have taught you. Then a point will come to select the accounts. See, oh, I cannot see you. I cannot teach you. Sorry, I cannot show you the example because currently I'm having
Can you show
only.
me that folder again? Where did you go in that location?
Okay,
That recycle
so
bin.
sure, sir. It was in this PC. Then you go to local disk C.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to recycle bin. Recycle bin folder is hidden, so you have to show the hidden files first.
Okay, okay, okay,
So
okay.
you have to change, you can say, the file folder options. So firstly click on show hidden files, then you have to show hide empty drives, also hide, unhide, unhide, and hide, and
Okay,
you have to
fine.
unhide all the things, and you have to click on OK. Then recycle bin will be available here, then you can click on
Mm-hmm.
recycle bin.
Okay, from here, from the recycle bin, if you have a multiple user, then they will be assigned
Yes,
with
yes, 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 yes,
different
yes,
folder.
yes,
Okay,
sir,
perfect.
yes,
Okay,
yes, 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 exactly.
okay.
That's why.
Otherwise, because since you have only one user, then it's only one folder as shown
Yes, yes,
on that
yes,
location. All right,
yes,
perfect.
sir, you got
Um,
exactly the point. That why I have taught the user account, and why the previous was important to
yeah,
name.
that because that it makes sense for recovery. You don't how you can recover, and you cannot explain how what is going behind.
Yes,
Because
yes, yes,
in the thing also you can even look at it directly what is available for recovery for you for logical without deep scanning, for example. You know,
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That's why I don't
you do
concentrate
also.
on
Mhm.
practicals mostly, because the basic understanding is missing with the beginners. So that's why I taught everybody with these commands, how this command works,
Yeah,
what this
yeah.
command.
I got your idea, but the thing is, just a confirmation
Yes, sir,
of
yes,
the
sir. I like
information
your,
that
I like
you have
query,
said.
and I like getting queries, because if you are getting query means you are doing something. Like you can see, it is having administrator default account and guest and Piyush and WDA, something like that. What is this? Okay, I think it's my Linux account. So here only one account is available, which is guest. Oh, sorry, Piyush, Piyus, because guest is, you can say, not turned on my device, and it is
That's
the
the user
default.
ID, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. And if you correct another account, let me show by creating an account. Don't worry, I will delete it. Create account.
Anyway, I got that idea. I don't know if the other audience will want to see that
Okay,
because
okay,
I don't want to kill the time for other student as well.
okay, okay. No problem, sir. Let's continue to my session.
Yeah, but anyway, one last question, because you shown us from the previous that the dollar sign it's available from one file that you recently deleted, but the other file that you recently deleted, the dollar sign it was gone. Supposed to have we have $2 sign in that session available on the recycle bin.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It will be equal to the amount of files that you're deleting. Like if you are deleting 5 files, then total there will be $10 signs. Five with $R and five with $I.
Yes, yes, but the thing is you have a multiple of dollar sign I and you have only $1 sign R.
Yes, sir, because there was some temporary data available previously. If you install a new OS, then there will only be a single type of data. It contains, you can say, memory of different files. Like if you see here, you can see a separate folder of temporary file also. Run CMD, sorry. It contains metadata only. It contains information. It is not containing any type of, you can say, data. $I basically means information.
Yeah, but when it will deleted the $sign R, when the time that was deleted? Because
It
suppose
will,
the
yes,
dollar
yes,
sign,
yes,
for example, my point is, for example, all the $sign R will have the $sign I for every like 5 to 5. For how
yes, sir.
many? It's I am right or
Yes, sir, you are right. $R sign will be gone if I delete all the files from my recycle bin. $R sign stands for the data, and
ah
if I delete the data from here, all the data from recycle bin will be gone. All the $R will be gone.
okay. So which means if you have the $sign R there, if the data on the recycle bin is still available,
Yes,
but
sir.
once you have deleted the file on the recycle bin itself, the $sign R will be gone, and the only available for that is the $sign I. Correct?
Yeah, sir, $I will also be gone in that case, because the thing is, if you are having data in recycle bin, it will be very much beneficial for you. Like if you are having $R and $I both, while doing recovery, you will be getting the name also, and the file path also, and the created date also, and the modified date also. Like if you get a project for recovery, you have to
Mm-hmm.
make your client happy as much as you can. So what you can do is, like if this is a file, what you can do is you can give it like that also, and you can give a file like this also,
Mm-hmm.
which will be more convenient for the client to understand
Okay.
if they are having.
When that's the time that when you have the dollar sign R only one, but you
Yes,
have
yes, yes,
the,
yes, yes,
the
yes.
because you have just replaced it with the name,
Yes, yes,
correct?
yes. No, no, no. Don't me. This is not the same. I am t telling you that dollar I means a lot. It is for information. Like if you are having 10,000 recovered files, all the files will be recovered as like this. Where is my recovered JPG file, recovered JPG file 1, recovered JPG file 2, recovered JPG file 3. But
Yeah, I
when they are,
understand. I
huh,
understand.
but when they are in recycle bin, there will be a dollar I sign also, which will be having all the information of file. So it will be very much convenient for the client to get separate all the files and separate all the, you can say, data, because it will be having path of different files also, and it will be having names also, like it will be having WhatsApp image. So I will
Okay.
be.
My point is from the recycle bin that you have showed previously. The thing is you have the dollar sign R, but the rest of the data is only dollar sign I. Where of the rest of the dollar sign R of that
Uh,
data?
yes, sir, good question. I think it might have been deleted earlier, or it's you can say the information of the temporary files.
It's overwritten, for example, or it's
Yes,
overwritten as
yes,
well.
yes.
It's
No, no,
possible,
no. Somebody have
but
deleted the file.
partial of that, yeah. But the when you have already the dollar sign R, could still recoverable the data or no?
No, if only data or sorry, dollar R is available, we can recover the data, but the information will not be recovered. The metadata will be gone.
Ah, okay, but
So
what
the
is but when you have the dollar sign I, then you have the data, right?
No, no, no. When I have the dollar I, we are having the metadata, means the data about the data, like the name of the file, like the
Mm.
location of the file.
Okay, I got it. Otherwise we can get the whole thing in the information and the data. If not, we
Yes,
can
yes,
only get
yes.
the data, but no the not the metadata. Correct?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, sir.
Got it. Got it. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So this is very much important. Data, oh sorry, information is very much important. Like you are having a file .e01, and here the name is written Kali. If you don't have the data, it will be represented as image.e01. So it will be very much difficult to you to understand that which image it is. Like if there is a zip file or RAR file, then it will be a mess for you to open all the zip files and select that which data was yours and which is a system file and all the things.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, no problem, sir. Okay, so there was a question from me, if anybody recognize this symbol, and if no, what this symbol means and what it represents in my disk. Is the QR doing process? Okay, still running. I don't know how much time it will take.
Because I think this will take some time because you're running now the same software at the same time for recovery. They are now splitting the resources.
Yes, sir. Exactly. It can be possible. It will be. It is possible. Definitely, it is possible. Wait. Let me just firstly see if the drive is also same. Okay, I cannot see. So this is the limitation with Recuva. It can show you good result, but it will take a lot of time, a lot of resources of yours. But while in many tool data recovery, you can just see the result live. Like the data recovery is still in progress, and you can see which files are getting recovered. If you get the file which you want, you can just stop the process. It will not be a hectic process. And one thing also to take into consideration, that it is only a 32 gigabyte drive, and you can get the, you can say, process for 500 gigabyte also, 1 terabyte also, and even 5 terabyte also. So the more the drive space is, the more the, you can say, time consumption will be there. Okay, so if anybody noticed, there were only two files. Oh sorry, the drive was empty when we started. So there was then I copied two files. First file was this, and second file was this, which was a live image which I have taken from my camera. But then we are having two more files also here, and till the end we can get a lot of files also. What this file means is this is the file of Debian. So sorry, this is the image of Debian, which means my file, my wait, let me see if there was any answer from. Okay, so no problem. uh, but the file is deleted but still in the Slack space. Okay, I will be teaching Slack space also today. It was in the presentation. So it is written Debian. So what Debian is, it is a Linux distribution also. I have installed Debian on think day 4 when I was starting you WSL. So this drive was getting used as my bootable drive to install OS on different type of systems. For that use I have used this device, but in my recovery process it doesn't know that it was a bootable pen drive or something like that. It is just restoring the data whatever it is, from wherever it is getting the data. So it is getting the data from the chips, and it is doing its work correctly and efficiently. So I think I have installed the bootable image many months back, but from many months it was empty. uh, I think tomorrow I have taken it as a test for testing, and I have taken one image, but that image is not recovered in this file. Maybe it's overwritten by these files, but I cannot say because much part of the recovery process is still left. Now we can come to test this, which is a manual software and which I like also. So here is downloads. First, let's see if I have, okay, chat. Delete.
Anyway, question. Do you say that the recycle bin can only store $5 I and $5 sign
It can
R?
it can store a million of dollar R and million of dollar I.
Okay, okay,
It is dependent on your basically size of disk. That if your local all the drives are full, you cannot store much data, because
hmm,
as you see, it is not, it is memory within your system.
okay.
But
Anyway,
till
you
Windows
since you have
XP,
yes, okay,
with
since you have mentioned about storage, for example, I have the data like 1 terabyte. Now I deleted the multiple files, but the file is still there. If I still have available storage, then this file deleted will not be overwritten until my disk will be full. Is that correct? Or it can be overwritten anytime.
if your drive is same and it can be, and you are adding more data to it, it can get overwritten. Like if you see, there are my two separate drives, like one is of 240 and the all complete drives are of 1 terabit. So if I copy the data in this drive, it will not be you can say affecting the data of all these drives. Means if I delete data from this drive and I copy data in this drive, the data, there is no chance of data to get overwritten. But if I delete data from this drive and I copy data in this drive, so there are chances of data to be get overwritten, because it all these three drives are using the same hard disk. All these three
Mm,
drives, there are
which means
chances.
the mechanism of the drive will it's randomly place the data everywhere from the disk,
Yes, it's totally based on the
or
algorithm. So for this, you have to, you can say, uh, research on the working of algorithm, that how the data is stored, how the
mm,
platters work.
as far as I know is the Splendor disk. This can be randomly written on the Splendor disk, but I think for SSD, because they have more organized, it's based on the garbage something collection, something like this. I don't know, but it's more organized in each data, I think. But for the disk, it can be everywhere, right? Because it's spinning. I think we will going for that session, right? So no problem
Yes,
with my
yes.
question.
Basically, this is the thing I want from all you guys of questioning, because that was a very good question. I thought to take theory first because practical part was also remaining, so I wanted to take practical first also. Practical part. Firstly, I was be explaining that how the all the things are working, how Splendor works, how the hard drive is working, how the data is getting stored, how. Okay, so no ways I will be taking this part. First, let me get you to the Recuva. Has Recuva shown us anything? No, till now. And it is the best software. You can just Google any site and it will show you the best software. And it has even not shown anything till now. But don't worry, we are not here to judge any software. Recuva is one of the finest software out there in the market. It will take time, but it will
But
show you good amount of
mm,
result. Yes, sir. Any
but based
question?
on your experience as a data recovery, which one it's best for you, Recuva or the Mini tool?
Sir, based on my experience, Mini, I will definitely recommend Mini tool Power Data Recovery. But if you ask any
Mhm,
of the experts from these two tools, they will definitely recommend Cuba.
mhm. But anyway, you said also from your previous recording, because
Yes,
I
yes,
watched
yes.
everything. You said you also using PC 3000, right?
No,
And
sir, I have used PC 3000, but I am not using that because I have done a project in Government Forensic Laboratory. It is a bit costlier software. So
sorry.
you can. It is a bit costlier software. Wait, if there are any pricings, I can show you pricings also. Its pricing is very much high, so a person cannot, you can say, purchase that type of software.
I
So
think you are breaking up now.
wait a second, sir. I think there are voice issues in my neighborhood. There is some type of you can say function. Wait a second. I will be back in a minute till the song goes. Okay, now the voice will be clear. Am I audible to everybody?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
sorry for that inconvenience. There's some marriage type of thing going on here. So now, okay, so where we were? There was a question from you, sir. Uh, but I was
Yeah.
explaining.
Yeah. About the PC 3000,
Oh, yes, yes,
and
yes,
it was used
sir.
by
Yes,
expert,
yes,
I
yes,
guess.
yes, yes, yes. PC 3000 is a very costlier product, and you need a organization, or you need a, you can say, a group of people or government agents, support of government agencies to, you can say, purchase that, because it will cost you a huge amount of money. So if you are not eh, completely into the data recovery, I will not recommend you for the PC 3000, but it is the best tool if you are in this field, in data recovery field, and if you are working for private organizations, if you are getting cases for data recovery, and if you are a government agent and you are in the need of
Okay.
data recovery.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. How do you say that it was best of the recovery tools? From
Sir,
which
based on, yes, sir, yes, sir,
from
yes, sir,
which
yes, sir, yes, sir.
review?
Yes, sir. I
Yes.
have
Okay.
used PC 3000 only one time, but all my mentors, I have four of my mentors, and I asked before starting training you that which tool will you suggest while doing a data recovery for a professional organization, and for out of four, three replied with PC 3000. So this was my main
Okay, good.
concern, and by usage factor also, I will suggest you with the PC 3000 if you are having a good setup, and if you are having a good
Mm.
financial support from private organization, or you are starting up a organization, or you are getting cases like that. So based on that experience, I suggested you, and based on my research work also.
Yeah, but I think the PC 3000, the only difference is even if the drive it's partly broken or partly damaged, you can still recover some data. But if you are using Minitool or Recover, if the drive is damaged, you cannot do anything out of it. Correct?
Yes, yes, yes. But there are several factors considering. I will not recommend these tools for very much professional use, because these tools are not that much recommendable when you are dealing with type of data which contains information of, you can say, millions of or billions of dollars of data. So because that data is very much, you can say, recovery of data is very much, you can say, in need, and you cannot, you can say, take risk on that data. So you need a professional recovery team, or a recovery software, or a recovery hardware which is professionally certified.
So the Minitool in Recover is not professionally certified to be used
They are
as
not
a data
professionally
recovery.
they are not
That's what you mean.
professionally recommended. There is a main difference between
Sorry.
professionally. They are not professionally recommended.
Okay. So only the PC 3000 can be only recommended to use for
No, no,
professional.
no, 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 sir. There are many tools. If you go with the forensic hardware forensics, oh sorry, hard disk forensics, there are many tools for forensics also. PC 3000 is amongst them, but there are many tools from many companies.
So you mean the TX1 or the Falcon forensic Falcon stuff like that? Forensic imager.
Yes, forensic image. There are many. You can say here is there is from Etola. Etola is also very good. Here is from Storage Heaven, I think. And there are a lot of hardware also, collecting Petaseta hard drive, forensic disk controller. Okay, here is one. And Ditto forensic field station. I think this also do the same part. This is for cloning, and there are many tools. Oh, sorry, and there are many even hardwares also available, which are exactly the same. But PC 3000 is recommended from that, because they are having a great name in the field. Because if you go to a professional organization, they will ask you for specific tools, which they also know the names, and which are famous in the market.
Yeah, but then
Similarly, if you go for a forensics, there are tools like Incase, Oxygen, Magnet. There are many tools also like Final Mobile Forensics and many tools, but they are not recommended because they don't have a huge name and that type much of efficiency.
I got it.
Yes.
So you mean Encase is not recommended because they don't have the huge name?
No, no, no. Incase is recommended. Final Mobile
Okay.
Forensics is not recommended.
Okay. 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 Got it.
Incase and Mobile Edit and Oxygen and Magnet. These are the topmost tools. Belkasoft. So these are the topmost tools in forensics. Okay, so let's get a bit of theory also. I have to. Okay, let's get a demo of basic of test disk, so that we can jump to theory part also, because today we haven't even touched any part of theory, which is table AU, TDU. Nice question, ma'am. I haven't used this tool. I have, you can say, suggested. This tool is suggested by to me by many of the, you can say, experts, but I haven't get the chance to, you can say, use this tool. I didn't get the time. It is a very good tool, Table AU, but I don't know how is it available for data recovery or not. Okay, so here is disk to disk clone, image format, wipe hash, detection and removal, blank disk check. I think it is not for recovery process because table AU is totally in the imaging process. Imaging speeds capable of making 1 to 1, 1 to 3. Wiping speeds supports all disk encryption. LED, 9 LED packaged in removal form. Firmware updates. Table AU is a great software. It's open source, I think also. TDU. Okay, ma'am. It's a imaging software. Yes, it's a very good imaging software. PC3000 is it's based on recovery and is for imaging mainly. I will recommend Table AU for, you can say, imaging, because imaging is also a very much, you can say, hectic process. It will take a lot of time of yours, and time is money. So that's why I even use different tools to save my time. Okay, so we were on test disk. Let's start with the test disk. Then we were download. Then we were on test disk. I think everybody is familiar to how to download test disk. I have taught you. Then you have to. It will not get directly installed, and you don't even have to install it. But it will not run directly. Firstly, you have to extract it. You have to click on extract all. Then you can select any file location that you want. I have selected the same file location, so here is the test disk. Then you have to open this. Then there's option for, okay, there are two separate softwares within this. One is Photorec and one is test disk. We can select test disk and Photorec. It is a combined software. It is asking me for continuing my previous session because I have not shut down my system, so it has stored my memory. So I will select no. Photorec is free software and comes with absolutely no warranty. Okay, nice. Okay, so there is no option for selecting the logical drives. There are only physical drives. I am currently attached to three physical drives, and for naming them, they are using three different variables: SDA, SDB, SDC. So I have to select SDC because this is my, you can say, the main drive which I have to search for. So now they are asking me for the drive FAT32. Yes, it is of FAT32. Uh, there are two options. One is having the name recovery, which the name I gave them, and there is a name whole disk, which will eventually scan for the whole disk. I'm selecting the whole disk. Now it is asking me which file system it was: ext2, ext3, ext4, or FAT, NTFS, HFS plus, or registry-fs. That's the point where your previous understanding will came into action. Like I have told you, ext2, ext3, and ext4 are the file formats for Linux, but I haven't used this file for Linux file system. Currently this is FAT. Currently we are talking on current basis. Like recently I formatted with NTFS and FAT, but now it is FAT32, so we have to search for FAT32. Okay, these files are okay. So the it is asking me for the location. If the location is correct, simply select a destination to save the recovered files to. Do not choose to write the files to the same partition they were stored on. So they are asking me to not select the same partition which from where I am recovering the data. uh, it is clearly written, please select a destination to save the recorded files. Do not choose the write the files to the same partition they were stored on. Means I do not have to select the USB drive, the 32 gigs drive. because the data will get overwritten and it will be not, you can say, recover. All the data will not get recovered because much of the data will get overwritten by the previous data. So it is also taken into consideration. So press C if the destination is correct. C. This process is also started. This is also a long process. Every process will take time in recovery because it will analyze the whole disk. It will analyze all the spaces that are remaining, all the slack spaces, all the spaces, all the clusters, which it can analyze. So these much sectors are there. Reading sector. So why it is written reading sector? Uh, Let me told you. Let me make you understand with familiar with the theory part also. These were the topics covered to be today: hard disk structure, working partitions, MBR, GPT, recovery process, hard disk. What is hard drive? What is hard disk? Hard disk is also known as hard drive. It is used for storing high amount of data. It is non-volatile, means it cannot deleted if the power is removed. So this is the main difference between volatile and non-volatile. We have taken it into class 2. Why is it is used for storing high amount of data? It is very much cheaper than SSD. Type of hard disk, internal. I have not categorized into much further parts. There are further parts also. I'll just take internal and external to give you basic understanding. And there comes many types. Then I have not taken that because everybody wants practical, so I have skipped that part. Don't worry. Physical structure of a hard disk. So this is the physical structure of a hard disk, how hard disk actually look like. If you open your system, it will look like this actually. So now let me divide it into parts. There is the CD part. So this is the virtual prescription. Oh sorry, horizontal view. So you can see there is a CD type of thing and only a single block is selected. When I talk about memory in hard disk, the smallest storage in a hard disk is sector. Then after sector a track comes, then after track cluster comes, then after cluster platter comes. So you have to remember all these four. These four will play a major role in getting the understanding of this complete CD. So if you select only one part of this is called sector. You can see disk block 512 bits portion of a track. So if you select only this is a sector. If you have watched any outside game, there are tracks in the field. Similarly, there are tracks in this CD also. These are not visible on this drive, but these are divided like this. So these all are tracks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is having 5 tracks. These all are tracks, and all of the so you can conclude that a track is a combination of a sectors. So then the thing comes cluster. So what is cluster? Cluster is a combination of two or more tracks. So if you can say this is also a cluster, this is also a cluster, and this complete is also a cluster. And a complete whole disk is called a platter. Here it is written platter. It is having two surfaces, outside and upper and lower. So when we come to disk, these all are the tracks. This is the actual head, and it writes the data on all the tracks. On all the sectors, and the tracks are rotated, so all the sectors are filled by this rotating head. This is the slider which actually slides the whole disk. It is the blender. It is the central part which controls the whole disk for rotation. This is the base casting which protects the drive from outside environment. These are the mounting holes from which you can screw your hard drive into your PC so that it is not movable. These all are the platers. These are the, you can say, 3D type of thing in your hard disk. This is the actuator which controls the, you can say, the head. This is the actuator axis, which is constant and which allows the movement of this whole head. You can say the movement of the head from here to here. This is the main controller. This is the actuator arm, from which the head is attached and which is used for, you can say, the movement. These are the power connectors, in which the power supply is attached. This is the jumper pins, and this is the main SCSI interface connector. Okay, this is also completed. So while considering storage, sectors are the smallest, then track comes, then cluster comes, then plater comes. So when comes to working, it can use two methods. First is CHS. It is addressed by simply specifying the cylinder head sector. Uh, Wait a second. Then there is one more, LBA, logical block address. It allows sequential number of each sector. So what is happening here in CHS? The information about the cylinder head and sector are, you can say, sended, that on which cylinder, on which head, on which sector the data should be written. Oh sorry, on which sector, using which head the data should be written. And in logical block address, it allows sequential number of, you can say, sectors, that 1 2 3 or 5 6. It will automatically use sequential technique to allot all the numbers. Okay, so uh, shall we conclude now? Okay, or should we? Okay, so two slides are left. We can conclude this slide part all today. The part of the recovery process is still remaining, but don't worry. In my tomorrow's class, I will firstly, you can say, recover all the files. Then we will start from the recovered data. I will start it in the afternoon. So the recovered data from allocated space using the file recovery from recover and digital investigation. Okay, so digital investigation, I have told you data recovery is a very essential part, because many times the temporary data plays a major role also. Like if you use WhatsApp web, so even if you view the display picture of anybody, the data will get stored in the temporary folder. So while getting overwritten or while get deletion, you can store the data and it can be used in digital investigation. So the conclusion is you can recover the temporary data. That can be anything, data from your Google Chrome, data from your mails, or anything. Tool used for file carrying, they have given two names, Photorec, one open source and one in case one paid software. What is slack space? It is the unallocated space. Is there any type of question? So then I will start telling you what is slack space. Okay, so what actually slack space is? Now comes the format options for us. Has changed something in the presentation. Okay, don't worry, I will save format. So we were on FAT32 and we were on NTFS. I have shown you the example that uh, FAT32, the minimum size can be 8192. But in NTFS, the minimum size is not 8192. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 more options below 8192. But what this means is NTFS is very much, you can say, efficient, because this is the space which is allocated for a single type of memory. If there is, you can say, wait, let me give you an example. If there is any file which is having 8193 blocks, so it will can be considered in 16 kilobits if you are using the 8192 byte section, which is available in your FAT32. But if you are using NTFS, what you can do is, one you can select the 512 bits. So now you can multiply 512 with 8 with when it gets to 8192. Wait, divide. So this is the basic understanding why FAT32 and NTFS are, you can say, the difference. 8192 divided by 512 equals to. So it will require this 16 into 512 bytes. This amount of data it will require. So when the data is 8193, so then if there is FAT32, it will require 616, something around 16,000, because after 8,000 only 16,000 comes. If you have selected 8192, then multiply it with 2. 8192 into 2 is something around 16,000. So it will require two sectors of 8192 bytes. So your two sectors will be allocated. But if you are using NTFS, your only 17 sectors will be allocated, because 16 sectors will be having 8192 and the 17th sector will be sufficient to store 1 byte of storage. It can eventually store 512 bytes, and so your mainly this your space is left. So your total task will be done in 8704 in NTFS, but in case of FAT32, you will be requiring more than 16,000 uh, bytes of data. So this is the thing where unallocated file size comes. So this is the main thing where this slack space thing comes. To make you understand, wait, let's get on the chat if there's any question. Okay, so now see, your sector is allocated with the bytes. Like, even if you use NTFS, whether you use FAT32, see, you have to store only 1 byte of data, 1 byte. So you have to store 1 byte of data. So what okay, I was searching for the day 6. Okay, I have make the day 6. So if you are using FAT32 and you have to store only 1 byte of data, your allocation space will be 8192 bytes. So your 8191 bytes will be your unused space, which will act as a slack space. And while using NTFS storage, only 515 bytes will be your unused space, because, oh sorry, 1515, 5111, because there was 5112, I think. So this is the main difference. So unallocated space will be very much less in NTFS, and you will get very much benefits if you are having low, you can say, slack space. It can store much data efficiently. So this is the also point taken
So,
into
hello,
consideration.
sir. Hello, sir. So this means if you are using a big number of bytes on allocations for data, the more space will be wasted
Yes
during
sir, yes
until
sir.
it's not until this data is available to MFT or to master file table, right?
Yes, sir. So this is the main thing. This is the main difference, basically. So any more questions, or should we conclude tomorrow? Because the session is, I think, already over. Yes, it's 7 more minutes. No worries in that. If there is any question, you can come up with, or else we can conclude
What
with
would be the
Vivek, sir.
topic we'll be tackling tomorrow?
Timing will be same for tomorrow, I think.
No, no, I mean, what is the subject or topics we'll
Okay, okay.
be
What is
tackling?
the subject? We will be taking. Firstly, we
Yeah,
will be
because
going up.
the reason what is this, because we can maybe gather some information or
Yes, yes,
questions
yes. Sure, sure,
in
sure. The
same
homework
time.
will be
Yeah.
using test disk. If you can use test disk, and if there is anything you don't get it, I will be showing you the demo, where you will be getting error. And the tomorrow session will be on phone recovery. Oh, sorry, recovery from mobile phones.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any more questions, or should we jump to Vivek, sir?
Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, sir, sure.